Welcome to the 58th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels presented by South Oak Dodge. I'm Doc Riley, and what a great time it is here in Chicago. We have got the championship finale that the winners have just been released. We have the Legend Cup presented by Clean Tools. That'll be done later on in the weekend. Plus, we just have the regular Summit Racing Equipment Show Car Awards to go through. And here in Chicago, you get cars and trucks and bikes of every type imaginable, and color and customization. It is one incredible show, so please enjoy this next video.
Hi, my name is Nick Schultz. This is my Nissan 370Z, brought to you by McGuire's. As you can see, it is a full custom build from the top down. It started out as a black 2009 GT version, and the day we brought it home is the day we tore it apart, and nothing got left untouched. From the carbon fiber roof and custom paint to the full carbon skirts, even the one-off Japanese GT spec mirrors.
And then, so why don't we look at and talk about the engine for a moment here? So
sure.
What are we looking at here? And
what we have here is the base 3.7 liter Nissan motor. The lower end of the block is factory because that's all forged anyway. But the top end has been replaced with Mines heads and valve train, and then a Stillen supercharger kit.
And so how much horsepower does that make?
I'm running about 500 at the wheels.
Really?
So
Wow.
it's a little conservative for what the setup is, but since I track it often, I have to have it reliable.
Wow, I bet it's just a blast to drive.
It is fun. That 7-speed paddle shift is amazing for track use.
And then, so how long did it take you to get the engine this way?
The engine we did over the course of 2 winters. It's same with the whole car. It's evolving every year. I've been building it for about 8 years total now. And so new technology comes out, I start to implement it in the car, and it just keeps evolving after that.
So with all that horsepower, you need good brakes?
Massive brakes brought by Sparta Evolution. This is their 6-piston setup in the front, and I run a 4-piston in the rear. It's a 15.5-inch front rotor.
So sweet. And then let's talk about this thing. People will think it's a wrap, but it's not.
Correct, which is why the wife put not a wrap decals on the triangle windows. It's a House of Color chameleon, and then it fades to black as it goes down the body of the car.
That is so sweet.
And then bringing a little bit of hot rod flair into it with a hand-laid hot rod red pinstripe down the color transitions. These are a special edition raised wheel. They did them for a very limited time with the dark prism color. These actually were a set for SEMA, but they let me have them for track use. I run Nitto tires. These in particular are the 555 version 2s. They're a bit of a harder compound, but they last pretty well on the track. Very durable.
And then the House of Color paint, which is just incredible. But you have some interesting color fades going on.
Right, there's a lot of flop in the paint. That's the nature of the House of Color chameleon paint, but then I fade it to black, and then there's a pearl over the chameleon as well.
Now, who created all this?
This is a garage build. This is all done in my own garage. It hasn't been to a shop.
And who had the ideas to do all this?
This was all me. I'm an artist and designer by trade, and this is what came out of about 16 different sketches.
There you go. And then can we take a look at the interior?
Sure. The interior has been fully reupholstered with black Alcantara and red cross stitching. A lot of the components have been remade in carbon fiber. There's a tablet in the dash for engine management and gauge control. That's a one-off steering wheel from Energy Innovations.
How is this puppy to drive?
This is a blast to drive, both on the street and on the track. It's a fairly neutral setup. I run SPL adjustment arms on everything, so it's a very neutral balance.
So how did you get into sports cars, muscle cars? How did you get into that?
I've been a gearhead from little on. I got introduced to cars by Mario Andretti, of all things,
Really?
at the Milwaukee Mile when he was racing IndyCar, and been hooked on cars ever since.
And so when you introduced to him, you met him, you watched his...
Yep, met him at the track. He signed some autographs for me when I was little, and the rest is history.
Wow, there you go. Let's talk about exhaust.
Sure. Okay. I run an ARC exhaust. It is titanium up until the rear section, and then it switches to stainless steel. It's 2.5 all the way back. And then it is open collectors, running a resonating downpipe on each side. It's a true tool dual exhaust all the way back. In the US, the Z car is a 370Z for this model. In Japan, they've always been labeled as the Fairlady Z, but since I have the pinup artwork in the car, the Fairlady transfers nicely.
Let me show you something interesting.
Let me show you something interesting. I'm a pinup artist by trade, so I do a lot of pinup artwork for customers, and that's where the idea came from for the trunk inlay. Instead of doing a traditional flat painted pinup, I decided to try something different with carbon fiber and actually sculpt it.
Now, does this lady have a name?
It is based on Bianca Beauchamp, who is a pinup model out of Montreal, Canada.
Oh, wow, there you go.
I have been pulled over a couple times in it, mainly for no front plate, because I behave, but it is always entertaining when they do walk around on the car and then they see the trunk. Raises a lot of questions.
Right. I bet. Yeah, it's so great.
Tracks like Road America and Las Vegas Speedway. I compete annually in the Optima Search for the Ultimate Streetcar competition by Optima, where cars like this are showcased, where you'd think they would be show cars, but everyone gets to turn them loose and have them stretch their legs and use them for what they're built for. And if you have a show car, I highly recommend taking track days into serious consideration. They are a blast, and you learn a lot. Thanks for looking at my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and enjoy the show.